Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between for.ever and Rush here on Fighting Spirit. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the White Zerg player. It is for.ever. I spent a long time trying to figure out who this is. If you plug in for.ever into Liquipedia, it just comes up with nothing. Ever is a clan in a Brood War, but I couldn't find a player named For. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the purple Terran player. It is going to be Rush. I know it says Ghostrol 0888, but this is Rush. Got this free play pack off of teamliquid.net. And yes, welcome to the very, very first edition of Brood War Thursday. 3 times a week. It's going to be 3 times a week. StarCraft Remastered. Whew, hope I can hold up. Okay, hold on a second. Is this the right speed? Sometimes... Yes, it is. Sometimes when I load the replays, it's on like fast instead of fastest or faster. I'm not entirely sure why, but I don't know. StarCraft got an update, and I kind of feel like I broke a couple things, but it's easily fixed. Okay, so not walling off here is Rush. Interestingly enough, he is currently a retired StarCraft pro gamer who is Korean, who played for CJ Enthus. And after a stint in StarCraft 2, he returned to competing on the Fish server in mid-2015, and he currently streams on Africa. He's been there for a couple years now. Actually did some places, or got some placement here. Where is it? Qualifying in the 2017 Africa Star League Season 4, Busan qualifier. So, I mean, he's a pretty darn solid Terran player. He's not somebody to mess around with. And this for.ever guy, actually, I just had a thought. While I was sitting here, I might just want to plug in Forever. Well, that doesn't work either. Is there a player whose name is Forever? I've never heard of it. If there is. Anyway, we're here on Fighting Spirit. It's a big 4-player map. It's really hard to scout out where your opponent is in the early stages of the game, so it generally tends to lead to some really nice macro-style things here. And I'm not surprised at all to see for.ever go for maybe a quick third hatch. Maybe there will be a little bit of pressure here from Rush, but based on what we're seeing here, he's not walling off at all. He's basically inviting a drone in to come take a look at what's going on, inviting some lings in to see what's going on too, and really not seemingly setting up for a quick expand here at his natural base either. A drone is going to finally get in after scouting that bottom left-hand corner and then finally getting into the correct location. A Marine on the high ground. SCV getting some shots off. Oh, nicely done. And actually chasing the drone away. I should not have questioned you. Rush. You're not going to let a drone, a filthy, filthy drone into your base. You have a Marine on the ramp. You had SCVs holding that. And that's all she wrote. One SCV was the scouting SCV. The other one was here to build a command center, but easily pressed into service to fight against that drone and prevent the scout from happening. Nicely done. That is a very fast macro hatch out of Forever here. Holy smokes. 3-minute macro hatch. Really wants that larva production, which I can't really blame him. Zerg lives and dies off the back of larva. If you have a lot of larva, you can spend your resources faster. So that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it here. I don't know why you wouldn't have a macro hatch, honestly, in your Brood War game if you're planning on it going for any length of time. I mean, if you're just going for a quick 6-pool, something along those lines, you probably don't need the macro hatch. But anyway, our Terran player here on our Thursday is now instantly throwing up an engineering bay, perhaps prepared for some early Mutalisks. There is a lair coming in, and that second extractor has not been taken yet, but it's a pretty quick lair. The SCV does scout it, sees that it's fully saturated. The poor guy is getting chased by a Zergling. Is the metabolic boost done? It doesn't look like it's even on the way. Is Forever skipping? It would appear he's skipping metabolic boost. Okay, he's now starting it, but he went for a lair first. Interestingly enough, here comes a little bit of a Marine push. Okay, if there's just slow lings, the Marines say. Maybe we can get something done here. They're not going to have upgrades as the engineering bay is not done. The academy just barely got started. I don't know about this out of Rush. I'm going to be honest with you. Ooh, there's the second extractor too. Oh, can they get behind this mineral line before Forever sees this? I bet they can. And with great positioning, the Zerglings aren't going to be able to do a whole ton here. Trying to focus these guys down. The Marines are taking some hits, and there we go. Not well microed, I would say, by Rush. And the Marine trying to get a scout off, but man, Slowlings are faster than Marines without stim. And they caught him and took him right on down. But the extractor was scouted. And there's got to be a Spire coming down here as soon as Forever has the resources for it. And by golly, there it is. So he's opening 2-base Muta here. which is why the engineering bay was the first thing made. Sure, you can get +1 attack for your Marines, but also you can throw up missile turrets all over the place. It's going to be some pretty heavy Mutalisk pressure. Turrets here, along this backside here too. Usually they get thrown up along this area as well. Some just flying in have some trouble. We'll see. But you don't need them yet. That's the thing. The thing that separates pro players from players like you and me is, oh, get out of there. Well, first of all, not losing your Marines to Zerglings because you're inside the bunker. But what separates it is you don't actually have to build static defense until you need static defense. And at this point, no, Rush doesn't need static defense. There are no mutas out. He knows the Spire's on its way, but it takes a really long time to build. So he can just continue to make SCVs, continue to make Marines, continue to get upgrades, and then when the time comes, he will start making those missile turrets as necessary. And I'm sure Forever knows this. His Spire got scouted. His second extractor got scouted. His macro hatch got scouted. And there's really nothing he can do about that. The information is already out. It's just how he chooses to control his mutas, how he's able to control his mutas. That's going to make the difference here. Supply depots being built down here to the south with a 338 APM for Rush here. Pretty fantastic APM count there for sure. There's your Spire, and yeah, you can pick about 8 mutas. Ready? Go for it, dude. 6 mutas on the way, and there's your 9. 9 Mutalisks in production at the 6-minute mark. Ooh, how terrifying is that, Terran players? To hear 9 mutas in production at the 6-minute mark. Now, remember what I said about missile turrets and how obviously Rush was going to start those? Nope, that's a supply depot. How about this guy? That's a factory. Rush is perhaps good at... No, I'm not questioning Rush. Not questioning him. There we go. Missile turrets are now on the way. Here we go. 2 inside the natural base. Beautifully done. In range of the bunker to help with that. U-571, or U-571. U-238 shells on the way, as the range is really important to dealing with these Mutalisks. Got some Lings out too. Mutas are coming in. Turrets in production here towards the main base too, in case they decide to head on over that way. The Mutalisks may very well. We'll keep an eye on them here as they try to pick off some of these Marines in the periphery. This is an exercise you practice. It honestly is. In the Korean houses, Korean team houses, you will absolutely practice stacking your mutas and picking off Marines just from a distance without losing too many Mutalisks. Man, he's got so many mutas. He has 11 mutas here now. Holy crap, dude. He's really making this thing happen. Transitioning into Lurkers, which should be a lot of fun. And then on the other hand, the Terran player trying to get shots off and trying not to lose too many Marines by keeping the Marines more in a bunch than possibly on the edges there. See how he kept those Marines from chasing away? Of course, ended up dead anyway. Meanwhile, some Zerglings running in. This group is in a heck of a lot of trouble right now. The Zerglings are on top. The Mutas are helping here too. Another group of reinforcing Marines is coming in, but what a surround with these Zerglings. What a crushing there by Forever. Is there anything in this bunker? There's a Marine in this bunker. More Marines are coming in. Knock, knock. Let us in. Let us in. And missile turrets chasing these dudes away. There are not that many remaining. Several Mutalisks did get their lives to make this thing happen, and the remaining ones are fairly injured. But that was a pretty darn good pickup, I would say, from Forever, wiping out essentially the entire army of Rush, which is not what you want to do if you're a Terran player in this situation. I know, Captain Obvious there for sure. Missile turrets firing away. Doof, getting a decent shot off there. Mutas are still varying shades of purple, and real dark purple there. 24 hit points on that dude. Third hatch is done and running for Forever in the top right-hand corner of the map. He wants to set his expansion pattern up that way and take the top right-hand corner as his own. Interestingly enough, he didn't take the natural first, which is generally how this happens. You take the natural, and then the ramp is secure, and then you expand up here. And then ground attacks from Terran have a really hard time getting to everything. But Forever is not choosing to take that tack, interestingly enough. Ultralisk Den done. Wow, for some reason my brain thought there was another word there, but no, it's just Ultralisk Den done. Lurker aspect is done as well. Got some Ultralisks on the way, got some Lurkers out already. Sunken Colony popping in at the front just in case there's a push by these Marines that do have the +1 attack. They do have attack range, and I believe they have stim as well. I'm pretty sure. Have we seen them stim? We'll see them if we want to chase something down. How about that? Regardless, it looks like Forever does have map control. He's got 8 mutas remaining of the 11 or 12 or so that he's made so far. But definitely transitioning into Lurkers right now. And really going to go for... Yep, there's that hive. Got to get those defilers too. That is the tech. That is the tech that you need to beat a Terran player as good as Rush is here. Missile turrets getting some shots off. SCVs getting picked off, though. There's enough mutas here to one volley, one shot these SCVs. So far, so good, but did lose a muta in the process. I'm sure Forever is not happy about that. in the tiniest bit. But look at all the white that's around the map here. Map control looking very, very good for Forever. Information is coming back to him at all times from overlords, from these zerglings, and these marines just at the front in case a big old Lingtac decides to come. But guess what? Drones are transferring. Lurkers coming down to the south side here. Might set up for a bit of a surround. Lurkers to the south. Maybe some mutas coming in from the north. Oh, the mutas are still harassing back here. The natural base. SCVs, not a good place to work, man. These dudes in the missile turrets, they're doing their best. They're firing at those Mutalisks, but man, sometimes it just doesn't work out. All right, so we got Lurkers down here that, for all the map awareness Forever has, he doesn't know about this, and he's sending his army out. Guess who's here? Lurkers and Zerglings. That tank getting picked off would be a huge get, but no, the tank is alive. Lurkers trying to stab away. Oh, the SCV's building. The bunkers are dead. The Marines inside are now dead that the Lurkers can directly get to them. Ooh, actually, where'd the tank? Did you irradiate one of these? I feel like maybe there was an irradiate sound, but no. I don't think there was. A Lurker's getting right on top. But look at this. There's detection here. He doesn't care. Trying to set up. This is a pretty scary Marine tank contained, but there are Lurkers. There are Sunkens. They are firing away at that, but the natural base of Rush is in a ton of trouble right now. The Marines are trying to get spread out, and they will go ahead and possibly get this Lurker. Yes, just barely getting it. Several more Marines had to go down, but the natural base has been reestablished for the Terran player. Tanks slowly sieging forward. That science vessel showing up would be real nice for them. Having detection without having to scan constantly would be incredible. But these sunken colonies are buying some time. Consumes being researched. Defilers are not quite... Oh, yes, they are on the way. Defilers are on the way. They really need Consume to make this thing work. The Scourge are out. They're going to try to get hits against these science vessels if they can. Target fired quite nicely there by Rush, though. And the static defense is under direct assault here. Defiler comes out. Defiler doesn't have enough energy for anything right now. Throwing down Consume. Did he consume an egg? I think the Defiler consumed an egg and did finally get a Dark Swarm up. That's what he was trying to do desperately here. Got a Nidus Canal connecting his third base to his natural base. Look at this Zergling hopping back and forth underneath the Defiler tail. A little bit glitched out there. And deciding to get the heck on out. Alright, fine. Dark Swarm's up. I couldn't kill you. It bought me some time to reestablish my natural base. Possibly should have gotten a third as well. This location is generally the expansion pattern that you want to take, but look how exposed this base is. I guess the Nidus could get reinforcements there pretty darn quick if the Terran player decided to head north. Hey, look, they're heading north. Let's test that out. Oh, yeah, some Zerglings came in from the Nidus Canal, and there is a Lurker here, too, and the Defiler. So a Dark Swarm could be pretty good. Well, a little premature. Well, I guess he could do some more. Couldn't he? He could do some more if he wanted to. But man, Rush does not seem excited at all to fight into Dark Swarm, and I cannot necessarily say that I blame him. Plague being researched too by the Zerg player. Just moving out with Zerglings and Defilers and Scourge. No! Getting target fired down there quite nicely. Another Dark Swarm comes up. A little bit unnecessarily here, I would say, but I don't know. I guess if it keeps the Terran army away. How many kills do you have, Science Vessel? I think you got that Defiler. Yep, you sure did. That's your first kill. That is your first kill. Push it up. Ooh, irradiating this Defiler too. Really, actually throws up another Dark Swarm just before dying. Last gasp breath from that Defiler. Single Hydra with +1 ground carapace trying to do stuff. But these are 1/1 Marines, sir or madam. Sir or madam Hydralisk. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, a lot of Lurkers up here. Is there a Defiler ready to throw down a Dark Swarm? I don't know, but there's more Scourge present. More Zerglings as well. Do the Zerglings have +1 attack? They do not. And it is being researched, though. Yeah, the Lurkers need to get out. Once tanks are involved... Oops, Science Vessel picked off, but a lot of Scourge died, and there are still 2 more Science Vessels. This is looking really good for Rush right here. If he can just get detection off on those Lurkers, set up the tanks in nice spread positions. Bam, bam, bam. 1 Lurker down. 1 Zergling getting a little bit too overeager. Bam, bam, bam. Another Lurker down. Another Lurker down. The Dark Swarm finally comes up. Now you can fire on this Lurker all you want. It is not going to die. And look, Rush is like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to send my... What are you doing, medics? Why are you walking over here? I don't know. Perhaps he was distracted trying to attack up this way, but there's another Dark Swarm. There are Sunkens here. Wow. Rush. Come on, man. You got this thing. I believe in you. That was not great. But, again, this is a professional level player making mistakes like that, and just goes to show how hard this game really is and how good players like Jaedong and Bisu and Flash really are. Is that they don't make those mistakes when it's so easy to do so, even if you've been playing this game for years and years. Irradiating another one of the Defilers. Oops, Scourge take down another Science Vessel though, but a couple more getting picked off there. Quite nicely. Lurker's destroying the Marines that get too close to them. They're fully protected under a double layer of Dark Swarm. It's not that it stacks or anything. It's just extra Dark Swarm that for.ever decided to toss on up here. So third base has been established down in the south for our friend Rush. And the contains are on, man. Contains are up. Infinite Dark Swarm seems to be the play of the game right now. Oop, for.ever. Scourge, another couple Scourge getting killed there by Marines on the ground. Splash damage on all of the stuff. There is your Defiler getting irradiated. Maybe a Plague. Ah, it does get the Plague down on the Marines. That's pretty good stuff. That is pretty excellent stuff there. And again, a full hasty tactical retreat from the Terran player. Another group of Marines are coming out here. He's spending his money pretty well. I mean, he's sitting about 800 resources, but he's making 8 Marines at a time. He's getting Titan Reactor, plus 50 Science Vessel Energy. Another Plague on the units, trying to make something happen here at the third and fourth base of for.ever, but no. The Plague is going to ruin your medics. You'll notice somebody like Flash keep these medics moving while Plague is happening. If they're moving, they can't heal, but if they keep trying to heal up, they will drain themselves of energy and be pretty much useless for a while, is the idea. Zerglings coming on down. They got that +1 attack ready to rock now, but these Marines have +2/+2, and they have medics, and there are tanks involved. I don't know about this. Zerglings actually might get on in here. This bunker needs to... Oh, it's a command center. All right. Marines at the top of the ramp trying to hold it as best they can, but I don't think there are enough Marines. Why are you going home? This is a huge problem right now. Lings are into the third base. They're taking out this command center that was under construction. Actually, no, a tank shows up to try to stop them, but no, tanks are so bad against Zerglings when they're not siege and they're outnumbered like this. Okay, additional Marines show up. This time they're healthy with medic support, which is fantastic. Lurkers and Lurkers getting irradiated all over the place here. Pulling back just a little bit is Rush. The Lurkers die, and the couple Zerglings end up getting killed here as well. Scourge trying to get a hit. Oh, what a Plague on these Science Vessels. But no connections from those Scourge at all. Landing a 4th command center right now is for.ever, and making a 5th base up north here is for.ever. Oh, no, it was Rush. It was Rush in the bottom left. Anyway, another attack here. Got more Dark Swarm up. Notice we do have Fire Bats now, which is fantastic stuff. This Defiler is going somewhere. I don't know where. Science Vessel getting picked off on the right side there too. Mutas here to defend. This Defiler somehow still alive and finally getting picked off by these Marines. Sunken Colony picked off there again. And the pressure that Rush is able to exhibit here consistently, I really think is helping him to keep ahead this much in the game. 152 to 121 supply. I know Terrans are usually down in supply at this stage of the game, if not a little bit earlier, but holy smokes, suddenly we have Ultralisks, and they have 4 armor, and they're working on that 5 armor, which makes them really hard to kill if you happen to be a Marine. If you're a tank, you're fine, but the tank count is a paltry 2, and they don't have any upgrades, which is an obstacle there for sure. Reinforcements are coming up from Rush, though. He is prepared. Here we go. Oh, Ultralisks on top of Dark Swarmed everything. Get out! They're inside the house. They're inside the Dark Swarm. Tanks are down. Another Dark Swarm is up here. This is fantastic play from for.ever. Ooh, catches an Ultralisk with an Irradiate. Is able to finish it off there. Lurker, invincible in this situation. Yeah, just get on out. Here we go. Do we have more Dark Swarm? I feel like we do. Ultralisk are dying. There we go. I was going to say Ultra's dying too fast. Nice Plague. Oh, the Ultralisks are going to have a field day with this. Scourge on top of a couple of the Science Vessels. No! They are destroyed in the sky there. Defiler trying to get out before it gets killed. It's a nice little safe passageway here. Oh, just kidding. These Lurkers are not defended at all. Still 180 to 136 supply. See how he keeps these units moving now that they're plagued? So the medics don't spend all of their energy healing up units that are consistently losing energy. There we go. Now you can do it. Now you can do some healing if you want, but it is going to be a Ling Ultra here from Forever. He's starting to catch up in that supply, as a good Zerg player will do. Zerglings are fast. Zerglings are mean. Some Marines are holding the top of this ramp, but is it enough? Not if Ultras show up. I'm not sure they're going to. Zerglings coming in single file are not that fantastic. Oh, boo, transferring SCVs. Transferring SCVs and Ultralisks. The Ultras are like, hey, you know what? We're sorry. Let us go on through. Go on through ahead of us. We understand that you're smaller than us. That was insane. I don't know what that was. Zergling, Ultra versus Marine all over the place right now. Scourge are definitely getting some hits on these science vessels. A couple of them anyway. Irradiate on the Ultralisk. It doesn't kill them. What a beautiful plague, though. From Forever. Holy cannoli, that was incredible. This Ultra finally does go down with the combined effort of Marines and Irradiate. Eventually, you can get through that 5 armor. Okay, it's 4 armor, but 5 is on the way. Just takes a while, especially if you have Marines. That plague is still up. Plague lasts an eternity. It really does. Meanwhile, another hatch on the right side here by Forever does get found by Rush and picked off by a combined Marine force. Actually, there are no medics here. I thought this was a medic for a second. Zerglings popping out of this defunct base. Get a couple Marine kills, but eventually do get cleaned up quite nicely. We got Anabolic Synthesis on the way, which is Ultralisk Speed. For melee units, speed is really nice. If you can close to your opponents faster than you normally can and start whacking on them with your melee weapons, you're going to be in a better position, which is why Zealots have a speed upgrade, Zerglings have a speed upgrade, Ultralisks have a speed upgrade. I guess Firebats do too, technically, what with Stim and all. Alright, do you have the 5 armor yet? No, 5 armor is so close, and I'm wondering if Forever's waiting for that, or nah, he's just going. Waiting is for wimps, he says. Oh, this command center's in a ton of trouble. A lot of tanks on the high ground here, though. I don't know about this. From Rush, he's taking a lot of tank fire. Again, no attack upgrades on those tanks at all. We generally do try to see a +1 or a +2 attack on those tanks, +3, if at all possible. Major engagement in the middle right now. Dark Swarm changing the tide of everything. They're enforcing the Terran army back. Scourge, I think Scourge tried to take down this command center. And it is on fire, but I think it is going to get saved. Look at that SCV going for the repair. Fantastic stuff. Pushing up again is Rush. There's the Dark Swarm. There's the Plague. Only catching 3 Marines, though. That does not seem like enough, if you ask me. But guess what? More Consume happening and a Plague from the backside. No, Dark Swarm instead. You thought you'd killed that Defiler. You thought you'd get him, but you were wrong. Ultralisk, get back in the Dark Swarm. That is the problem with Ultras, if they need to stay in the Dark Swarm. But they're not ranged. So it's a really stupid Terran opponent that wanders on in there with him, I believe is how that works. Marines coming up to this 12 o'clock position for Forever. These Marines have 3-3, man. They're going to take care of this for sure. Some tanks trying to show up as well. The hatch is getting focused down by the Marines, and there it goes. Tanks getting picked off, and I think all the Marines are going to die. Absolutely, the Marines are all going to die, but they got the hatch. Hatch on the right side down. Hatch at the 12 o'clock position down, and hasn't technically lost a base yet. Has Rush, which is a huge, huge deal. Where's this Ultra trying to go? That Ultra was all by his lonesome, but now he has friends, and now he's coming back to kill that. Well, actually, he's going to stand right there and let his friends do all the talking. Yes, well, we're just kind of dancing around here. Quick plug for the Twitch, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. I have been doing a StarCraft Remastered campaign. I'm going to switch over to Warcraft 2. So excited for that one. Warcraft 2 starting Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. Ultras, do manage to save the reconstruction of their base at the 3 o'clock position. Another hatch coming up over here at the 9 o'clock position for Forever 2. He is triple expanding right now at the 23-minute mark, and it seems he has no interest in moving away from this Ling Ultra play. Yeah, this is just not enough Marines. Look at that absolute crushing surround. That said, pretty big army threatening your front. Oh, the Plague. That might be the best Plague I've ever seen, combined with a Dark Swarm. Ay, caramba. Lings and Ultras now setting up a contain outside the Terran base for the first time. These medics are running, but they are in trouble. Look how injured this Ultralisk is. 15 hit points on that, dude. 15. Can we make it down? I don't know. Look at all these tanks defending. These tanks need to be out. They need to be out and about. in the middle of the map is what they should be doing. Another Ultralisk gets irradiated. Will not die from it, but will wound it and bruise it, and that's the whole general idea there. Another, irradiate on the Defiler. That one gets irradiated too. Major irradiates. Where are the Scourge? There's another Defiler here. Get that one too. Oh man, the Defilers are getting killed, but if they can do anything. Not this guy though. This guy is ready to rock. Another Dark Swarm. Heck yes. Bring it. Another Dark Swarm. Trying to target fire down the Defiler. Not going to happen. Lings on top of Marines, but not inside the Dark Swarm here. This Ultra doing a good job staying inside the safe cloud coverage. Defiler throwing down more consumes. This attack is not getting slowed down. Another fantastic Plague from Forever. This Ultralisk is invincible. Don't fight him there. Actually, don't fight him anywhere. He will one-shot you in your plagued state. Plague on the Science Vessels too. This is where a small group of mutas can make all the difference in the world. Is you come here and take out these Science Vessels with a ping, ping, ping. They attack multiple targets at once, right? Absolutely. This Ultra, I think, is killing friendly Zerglings more than anything else. And suddenly, I think Forever has this thing. Another base under attack here. And this one, I think, is actually going to end up falling for Rush. SCV's trying to run. Medics trying to heal up an engagement in the middle of the map here, too. Scourge actually not able to make connections with the Science Vessels at all. Ultra trying to join the party. Eventually will die, but maybe not for a while. Forced to lift this command center, third base location. 4th and 5th are still fairly okay, and there's still a pretty darn good army. Here from Rush, his macro has been good. I would not grade his macro as elite, but I would definitely say his macro has been very good. He does have armies to follow up armies, which is a Terran player you definitely want, especially in a TVZ. Marines trying to hold this ramp. Hold the ramp! Ooh, taking down 2 Ultralisks, though. That thins out the numbers quite a bit. Another hatch on the 3 o'clock position is done for Forever. It's donezo. It's gonzo. Pretend it was never there. Are you getting tank upgrades? By golly, vehicle weapons is coming up for the Terran player Rush. Ultralisk making sure this third base doesn't actually land. Somebody got irradiated somewheres. The computer really likes to irradiate overlords in the campaign. I learned in playing the StarCraft Remastered campaign. I don't know why. Oop, Scourge. Yeah, these Science Vessels are not in great position. A single Scourge hit is enough to waste them. Yeah. Yeah, man. 2 really hurt Science Vessels and 2 that are 2 Scourge hits away from dying. So effectively, I mean, really not that much of a difference. All right, tanks. Setting up shop. Spending his minerals incredibly well now is Rush, sitting at 60 total minerals. I mean, in fairness, maybe that's because he's starting to get mined out. He's really only working off of 2 mining bases right now. But yeah, the tank count is enough to make these Ultralisks pause just a little bit. I'll always remember I was playing StarCraft with my friends back in 98, 99, somewhere around there. We were playing at my friend's house. We were doing a team game, and I think it was on Big Game Hunters, and I loved Ultras, and I made a whole ton of Ultras, and I attacked right into my Terran opponent's base, right through that little narrow choke, kind of like this, except it was a narrow choke, and I wasn't using Dark Swarm. Wow, this is a crushing by Forever. And in my case, all the Ultralisks died because the tanks destroyed them. But in this case, Dark Swarm made all of the difference. This is an incredibly integral spell. Marines getting cleaned up at the 12 o'clock position. And that was a bit of a turning tide point there for Forever. He's suddenly up 149 to 128 supply. He's suddenly making 11 Zerglings, 7 Ultras, and 2 Scourge at a time. He saves this hatch. His 3rd and 4th base have been fairly untouched for the most of this game, and the space along the left side has just a lot of Sunkens, and will take a while for Rush to kill it if he's ever going to be able to. More medics. Where are they even going? I guess. Oh, look at the Marine holding the ramp, though. Well, that medic got through anyway. That was a decent hold. It was a decent hold, the ramp. Not life-changing, but nevertheless. Yeah, at this point, I just might have to give it to Forever. He's just too much. Too much macro. That engagement with the Dark Swarm and the Lings and the Ultras was gorgeous. It was a thing of beauty, I say, as a Zerg main myself. All right, man. 3-3 Cracklings, ready to join the party. There was a guy we used to play with back then, too, in 99, 2000, whose favorite thing in the world is we get 3-3 Cracklings and drop them on your base. He didn't care if it killed anything. It's just his favorite thing in the entire universe. All right, tank count suddenly back up. They got +1 attack now. which is going to be incredibly useful. Get upgrades, guys. Get the upgrades. I know in the heat of the battle it's easy to forget them. I forget when I play StarCraft as well. But you got to do it. Upgrades are important. Oh, that Sunken can actually get that tank and will take it down, which is sort of hilarious. Marine trying to take the high ground. Here we go. Oh, I think this army is ready to rock. I don't know about this, Rush. Remember how I said it'd take forever to kill this 9 o'clock base because of all the Sunkens? It is. It is taking a while here. These ultras are just kind of hanging out until they die, I guess. That one did get killed by a Radiate. All right, Zerglings and a couple ultras coming down. Where are the rest of the ultras? Ready for the Dark Swarm? I am. Boom! There it is. And now suddenly the tanks are so much harder. Oh, they have such a much more difficult job to kill this stuff. Scourge splitting quite nicely. Oh, decent hit there. Only a couple science vessels remaining. Marines and tanks trying to deal with these Ultralisks. Another one here. Where's the Dark Swarm, though? These tanks are sitting back. They're just shelling. They're just shelling. The Marines are sacrificing their lives right now to make this thing, to make it a reality, and Defiler just waddling through as the entire army dies. But guess who has another army? Yeah, it's Rush. Rush has another army. Who has another Dark Swarm? Well, it's Forever. It's Forever who has that Dark Swarm. Thank you for asking, kind viewer. Man, these Marines are just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Mining gas, which is really the important thing right now for Forever. He's got 500 gas, but I'm sure he wishes he had about 2,000. That said, he's up in supply, and a Zerg who's up in supply, and a TVZ is abjectly terrifying right now. Another good plague. Oh, the Defiler taken down. I think he got irradiated and then killed, which is a little bit hilarious. This Ultralisk has 6 kills, but he's taking tank shots now, and he's taking irradiation shots. And I think with the combination of the both, it's going to die. But guess what? Surprise, Lings and Ultras! Didn't expect me to come from the direction of my main base, did you? Okay, in fairness, you probably did. These Marines are doing their best, but it's just not enough. You need the tanks to deal with these guys. You really do need the tanks. There's a tank here, 9 Marines in production. This game is bananas. I did not expect this to be this good. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, well, my first Thursday cast doesn't have to be great. Doesn't have to be an amazing game, but by golly, it is anyway. Brood War is just that great, as it turns out. Ultralisk, 1 kill. That's not our favorite. Our favorite died to irradiate just a couple seconds ago. Sadly enough. I mean, it's just so much work right now for Rush to kill these bases. He's hitting these eggs, which do contain... This one does contain a Defiler. And killing it would be extremely advantageous. Let's see if it can survive when it pops out. Oh, it was actually straight up killed. Okay, fair enough. That's a Zergling. Zerglings are fine. Defilers are scary. Zerglings coming in from the backside. Not enough of them, I don't think. Ah, there's more. There are definitely more coming on in. Ultralisk right on top of these dudes. There is... Oh, the Defiler dies, but does get 1 Dark Swarm off. It doesn't seem like it's enough. And everybody runs for it. That Science Vessel has 7 kills, and I bet they're all Defilers, which is so boss. So boss. All right, so 9 o'clock position, dead. Zerglings making sure the third base never comes back. Wait, just kidding. Never comes back to the Terran player. But no, I believe Rush has something to say about that. Roar, no Dark Swarm for you, eh? And all the Zerglings are just so much blood soaking into the ground. Lings, Ultras, Scourge. This is the game we're playing, says Forever. I'm not tech switching. Tech switching is for wimps. You know what would be great here, though, is Guardians. Holy smokes. A surprise Guardian tech switch against Marine tank. So good. So good. Especially if there was some plague involved, too. I mean, don't stop making Defilers, obviously. That's the stuff. Here's my zoom out. See the Zerglings coming on in. And here we go, trying to hit Scourge on those Science Vessels. It's been the same story all game. Dark Swarms are coming up. Scourge getting picked off. Science Vessel trying to micro itself and stay alive. Lings and Ultras setting over to this side of the Dark Swarm while the Terran army is on the other side of the Dark Swarm. But, oh no, the Terrans. Why are you going in there? Don't do that. Don't go in there. Jeez, this game. All right, I'm not gonna mine. There's no way we're gonna mine this thing out, right? I don't think so. I would be surprised if that happened. All right, so Forever I don't know what else to say. He's transferring drones using his Nidus canal over to this 9 o'clock base where a lot of drones died. And he's pretty much mined out that base entirely. Okay, we're going to set up... We're just going to go back and forth across the map here trying to kill bases. But the problem is Forever just reestablishes them as soon as you leave to go kill the other one. It is a problem. Scourge do manage to get a science vessel there. One is sitting here with very, very low energy IS irradiates. Have been cast on a couple of units here. Marines decide, all right, enough static defense has been destroyed. Let's finish this sucker off. But no, guess what? Zerglings and Ultras coming from that top side. Oh, man, using the other ramp onto the 3 o'clock base there. More beautiful Dark Swarms are happening right now. It's just too much. Scourge getting picked off quite nicely. But the tanks are not in a position where they can actually engage here. Finally finding a bit of a corner. You don't want to siege, though. You can't really siege. Well, I guess you could try to kill some of those drones before you die to this Ultralisk. The Ultra has 36 HP. The Marines weren't even attacking him. They were not attack moving. They were just moving somewhere. But finally, the Ultra gets picked off. Oh. Oh, I say. I don't know. I'm at a loss of what to talk about here, to be honest. It's just been Marine tank medic science vessels, Scourge trying to get hits, not really getting great hits off. Zerglings, Defilers doing so much work for Forever. And Ultralisks too. I really think Rush just needs an army to take down this space and this space at the same time, and I think he wins. I'm pretty sure he wins at that point. And we might see it. I don't know how much longer this game is. We're at 36 minutes, and I was pretty sure this was close to about 20. So, surprise! Surprise long macro ZVT game where you can just feel both players fighting so hard. So hard to win this thing. Finally, an Ultralisk gets killed. Oh, that Ultra on the ramp is on hold position, but that's actually bad for him. Oh, Dark Swarm, never mind. He's okay. Plague on these tanks. Zerglings coming on in. Oh, what a beautiful Dark Swarm that is, though. Tanks are all gone. Zerglings trying to get rid of these Marines, too, while staying inside the Dark Swarm. It is a hard task. Guess what? Dark Swarm again. Ooh, Plague. All right, fine. He's really doing a good job alternating between Dark Swarm and Plague. But either way, he's gotten some beautiful hits off. Has Rush here. 300 APM, dude. Making it work. Making it happen, Captain. Defiler is irradiated. Your bullets are not hitting him. It is the irradiation that is killing him. All right. Hey, look. Another army at the 3 o'clock position. We're simultaneously threatening both bases. It happened. It happened. All right. Well, kind of happened. Oh, the Marines get behind this mineral field. Oh, my gosh. What beautiful positioning. The Ultras can't really get in there. I guess from the south they kind of can. This Ultra might be a problem. He's taking tank fire. This Ultra trying to finish off the tanks, though. Still, there's a Marine back here to do stuff. Oh, he's finally gone. An attack up here to the fourth base, rather, of Forever. Ooh, Rush is starting to come back in this game. He is starting to do exactly what he needs to do and threatening multiple bases at the same time. Yeah, these drones have to get out. The 3 o'clock base is toast. The 4th base is gone too. The 3rd base is still alive, but it's mined out, and that extractor is depleted. You still get resources from extractors and assimilators and refineries if they're depleted, but not as much. Oh, man. What a beautiful Plague again. These Marines are just like, screw you, Zerglings. Screw you, sunken colonies. And then they all died. Oh, but coming in from the top. Where did they... Oh, from killing that other base. From killing that 4th base. All right. Seems reasonable. This Marine is still holding back here. He's got 4 kills. What a boss this dude is. What an absolute boss he is. He's trying to get... Wow, Zergling attack rate is insane when they have adrenal glands. Oh, there's a Defiler in that egg. You really need to kill that Defiler in that egg. That doesn't matter. I think he hatched and immediately got melted by the Marines here. But, yeah. There is... Okay, so Forever's got this base on the left side. He's throwing up more creep colonies, trying to keep that sucker alive. He's got the base at the 12 o'clock position. But it feels like... Yeah, it really... Oh, there's still 2,500 gas in that refinery. Or in that Vespine geyser. It really feels like Rush has this thing now. There was a moment where for.ever was looking amazing. He was keeping his bases alive. He was wiping out Terran armies. But Rush just keeps coming back with another one. This has got to be so frustrating to play against if you're for.ever. It's like, all right, I plagued an entire Marine army. I dark swarmed it into oblivion and killed it with my Lings and my Ultras. Haha. And then 20 seconds later, check this out, another huge Terran army. That said, the production tab is showing nothing right now for Rush. So, yeah. So that might be a bit of a problem for the Terran player. His income is not healthy. Sure, he's getting minerals from one of these bases, but he just ran out at his third. Oh, boy. This is getting interesting. This base is really, really important for for.ever. Another irradiated defiler. That's really, I mean, if you're Terran, half of your game in late game is irradiating defilers. If you're not good at irradiating defilers, you're going to lose. You're going to lose everything. Ooh, defensive matrix coming up on that Marine, but the Dark Swarm and the Plague catches 4 of the tanks. Oh, irradiating the defiler, another Plague on these Marines. Oh my goodness gracious. Irradiating an Ultralisk can actually kind of hurt some of his fellow drones there, which is horrible stuff. Keeping the medics in motion. Keep them in motion until the Plague wears off. Oops, Scourge wiping out a bunch of those science vessels. That was great. No, Overlord, you're not protected by Dark Swarm at all. Look at him going up the ramp. No, can't do it. Too much Dark Swarm. Too much, too much, too much. This really makes you appreciate how good Flash is when you see how he handles this much Dark Swarm and Plague and keeps his dudes alive for the most part. It's incredible. These medics do not have much energy at all. A couple of them do. Yeah, I don't know about this position. Another fantastic Dark Swarm out of for.ever. Who is this guy? Because his Dark Swarm control is amazing. It's been incredible throughout this entire game so far. All right, the Marines decided they're going to go for it. Some of them are hurt, but they don't really care. Firebats doing exceptionally well against these Marines until they die. You were doing very well until everyone died. That's what God says to Bender at one point in Futurama. More Zerglings coming down. There's sunken colonies fighting here too. The Ultralisks are taking splash damage attacks from the tanks on the low ground here. This is amazing stuff right now. Rush is pushing through with sheer perseverance and force of will. That Ultralisk, though, doesn't want to die. What are the Sunkens hitting? Oh, the Sunkens are trying to hit these units, but they're protected from in the Dark Swarm. Well, the hatchery went down anyway, so that's a huge deal. Actually, you might try to fly over and float a command center over to this 3 o'clock position is Rush, which would be fairly interesting. Gotta admit. Oh, where are these Marines trying to go? I don't know, man. Control is really hard. And he's trying to land here in the middle base, which is such a hard base to hold. It's incredibly, incredibly difficult to hold this base. Both players have an empty production tab right now because they are both mined out. Neither of them are really mining all that much. Finally, stuff starting to come in from Rush. He's making a science vessel, 2 science vessels with his income right now. for.ever is going to set up in the north, and it's time to go. Coming on right on into this group. Dark Swarm is up. The Defiler is throwing down another Dark Swarm. The Marines in the bottom right-hand corner are the only ones who can do anything in this position right now, but they are just getting crushed. Another Dark Swarm. This Defiler is an MVP Defiler caster for the Zerg army. That was amazing, and that is it. for.ever is your winner. And Rush has left the game in 43 minutes and 11 seconds. Oh. What a game. Well, I know I say this a lot recently, but oh my goodness. A 43-minute ZVT for the inaugural Thursday Brood Warcast is quite amazing. Quite incredible, I would say. Where is this Defiler? Where are you? Are you alive? I need to be impressed with your skills. Ultralisk. Defiler in here somewhere. Did he die? Oh no, is this him? I'll bet that's him. I'll bet it is. Man, those Dark Swarms were clutch. 1, 2, 3. This is wiped out. This base might get reestablished. Who knows? I think Rush might have left a little bit too prematurely, but that said, there was a lot of Zerg here, and he couldn't save his SCVs, and that might have been all the workers that he had in the world. So yeah, Rush tapped out, but what an incredible back and forth game that was. So many hatcheries died, so many command centers died, so many Marines got plagued and finished off, so many Ultralisks died. I can't wait to see. Let's check out that final. Oh, somehow I started the whole thing over. I got to figure out that key combination for sure. Oh no! Our stats are broken because it started the replay over. Well, you know the drill. Forget it. A lot of stuff died. I gotta go. It is late. Okay, but that's gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate the support and the love you give me in the comments. It really means a lot. And you take care of yourself.